Hey, Baruch Levi, be here from Defiant Spirit and now Man Uprising. If you can see behind me, Man Uprising is my newest venture with a couple of really great guys here in Denver, Colorado. And it's a men's group platform and frankly, movement for men who are in the second half of life or facing the second half of life. You define that however you see fit, ready to rise up in the second half of life. So if we haven't met yet, I'm Baruch Levi, also known as B, and I am the founder of Man Uprising. Let me just tell you a little bit about what it is, why we're doing it, and maybe it's right for you. So having guided men for 25 plus years now, I have seen the same thing over and over. Women are much more natural, inclined, capable of making deep connections. I see it with Ariella. I see it with my clients. When I was a rabbi, I saw it with my congregants. Women are wired for relationship. Men and women are not wired the same. There is just a fundamental difference. It doesn't mean men don't have friends. It doesn't mean they can't have friends. And it doesn't mean all women do have friends. But by and large, when I work with a guy sitting in this chair behind me, especially in the second half of life, we'll talk about what I call the dark Ds: divorce, depression, death, the Denver Broncos, lots of things that don't start with D, disease. And what I'll say to them is, who do you talk to? Like, who do you talk to about your financial distress, your struggles, right? They can't talk to their wife necessarily, their spouse or their parents. They don't want to burden them with that. So I say, do you talk to your buddies? Because they got golfing buddies, they got poker buddies, they got college buddies, they got buddies. But buddies aren't who we turn to when we're facing the dark Ds. That's when we turn to brothers. That's when we turn to other men who know us, who see us. Do you know how many guys have them, those brothers? And I don't mean biological brothers, because many of these guys have biological brothers and they're just like neighbors. They're nothing. You know how many guys have those brothers who they can turn to and say, I share with him? Almost none. Maybe there's one or two. It's the exception to the rule. It's amazing to me. We can have all of these Facebook friends and all of these colleagues, and we've succeeded in so many areas. And yet when the shit hits the fan, we're alone, worse than alone. We're lonely. And as men in the second half of life, we need new goals. We need new rules. We need new ways of being in the world. Because as Dr. Carl Jung said, what worked in the first half in the morning not only doesn't work in the second half, it fails you in the second half of life. If we don't start deepening ourselves as men, not only going inwards into our inner lives, but going into the lives of other men to see each other, to walk by each other's sides, then we are doomed, because the further we go down this path into the afternoon, into the second half of life, we lose our power over things. We lose our power in our profession, our physicality. All these things start to decline. And if that's how we define our lives, then guess what? The second half is a slow descent into hell. And I've seen this descent. I, as a rabbi, would do funerals for guys who peak of their life, 60s, 70s, retire, and then boom, downward descent into the abyss. Why? Because they defined mastery by what they accomplished in business, what they accomplished professionally, how much money they had in the bank. All these other things, they have their place. But they didn't do what so often their wives did, which was, in this day and age, develop a profession and also maintain relationships and also have friendships and also share of yourself and show up and be present. How often am I guilty of having social interactions with people outside of work because my wife, Ariella, made the connections? I'm guilty of that. Not anymore. Now I have my brothers in Man Uprising, and it's an expanding group of brothers. And now I invite them to the table, and they invite their spouse, and Ariella is coming along for the ride. And that's a total role reversal, and one that, by the way, she's thrilled with. I've gotten challenged a couple times on why aren't I doing this for women? I am doing this for women. Women, you have fathers, you have husbands, you have sons, you have brothers, you have uncles, you have colleagues. You're welcome. When these men go deeper and start to rise up in their lives, defining themselves by more than this, by more than this, by more than their professional accomplishments, by more than their work, everybody's life is transformed. These men go from boys to men in the second half of life. They become more secure in who they are. They become more confident in why they're here. They become more purpose-driven, more compassionate, more sensitive, more caring, and yes, more strong. This is for strong men who want to become stronger. This is not toxic masculinity. By the way, that's not masculinity. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. That's just something else. The Andrew Tates of the world and all of these, machismo guys, that's not what we're talking about. What I'm talking about is the true essence of masculinity is to be able to go into those dark deeds, or as I call them, life's teas, transitions, tests, trials, traumas, tragedies, and to stand strong in them, not to hide behind bravado, but to stand in them, being vulnerable, but being rooted in your values, rooted in a sense of your purpose and your purpose of who you are and why you're here. As we're going through the hell right now in America on college campuses, my job is to rise up and be that sense of strength, of values, of certainty in my family's life. That's my duty as a man. That's my role. And that's what I am doing in no small measure because of everything that I've been a part of for the past 25 years to help me get in touch with true masculinity, what it means to be a strong man, what it means to be a courageous man, courage, core, Latin, heart, to be able to get in my heart, to be able to be honest of who I am, to share it, and to move through the fear, right? To feel the fear and do it anyways. And now I don't do it alone. Now I do it with brothers who are in this with me, both physically here in Denver, Colorado. So if you're watching this in Denver, you can join a Man Uprising peer group. We meet once a month. We have new groups launching all the time. But if you're not here in Denver, we're launching virtual groups. May 21st, we have our first sort of open house. Welcome to the Man Uprising journey. And you can join us, manuprising.org. Go to the events page. You can sign up there. Or you can, don't sign your man up. That's emasculating. Show him, son, brother, husband, whatever, where it is. If he wants to sign up, then that's on him and he can sign up. Now, even if you're not ready to jump into a peer group, jump over to the Man Cave. The Man Cave is our virtual platform where we're getting to know each other. We're just rolling it out now. We're meeting there, having conversations, posting relevant articles, all of my Man Uprising curriculum, and it's a curriculum, it's a book housed there, all of that for free in the Man Cave. Go to the Man Uprising website, manuprising.org, sign up there. It'll take you to the Man Cave, fill out a couple questions, and voila, you're off and running to the races of rising up in the second half of your life. If you have any questions, if you want to reach out, give me a shout. Letter B at defiantspirit.org. Would love to hear from you. Would love to connect with you. Would love to welcome you into Man Uprising and walk this journey by your side as we all rise up in the second half of life. I'll see you in another video.